Welcome to Cadence Rose. I'm Rose, and today I wanted to show you how I make soap bags. So I've given gifts with these type of bags, and this is just a nice way to have maybe something reusable for Christmas, and it doesn't have to be a soap bag. Where I got this idea from was a gift card cinch bag. The end result of this bag, I don't have one here with me, but the end result of this bag will be a cinch. Here is my little piece of fabric. I'm not the greatest at even cutting, but that's what that is. Of course, you'll need sewing machine, fabric scissors. I like to have tweezers when I'm making these things because threading your machine, this has a needle threader in it, but I still like to use a needle sometimes. I have some pins here, and to put the ribbon to cinch the so you can cinch your little bag. These little tiny safety pins we got a pack, very cheap, and have a little measuring tape and some white ribbon, and that is what I will be using to make this. So one tip I saw from somebody was that you should have, if you can, different colored bobbin from your thread. So I have a kind of off-white on my spool, and then my bobbin is this kind of light gray color. I've already got my machine fully threaded. I have my machine on a medium setting for speed, so yeah, I'm going to measure a 1 inch fold, do 1 inch on each end, and I'm not 1 inch on each end, and then sew that together, and then we'll move on. Measure this, pin it, and I'll show you how I sew it. But now I've got a stitch through the bottom of here, and I'm gonna do the other side. Now that we've got both sides sewn an inch in, I'm going to sew a line through the very top here to make a pocket for the ribbon. Don't know if you can see right, but at least on this side there is a line here, a line here, and this is just an empty pocket. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now that both sides have the pockets sewn in, I'm going to turn this to where it's inside out. So the outside has the gray blue thread, and the inside has the white thread. So I'm going to turn it so that the white thread is on the outside, and then I'm going to sew this all around and back up, so that will make our pouch. I'm going to get some pins to pin the top in place so that it doesn't move. I'm trying to get this as close to the edges of the piece as possible so that I can make it the proper size. And you just pick up the presser foot and move the fabric as you move around the square. Gonna flip this inside out. So this is what it looks like. What I'm gonna do now is where in between these two lines, I'm going to cut holes, 2 on each side, so I can tie the ribbon through. What I'm gonna do, since I didn't do this beforehand, which you can before you sew them, I'm just gonna pinch this up away from the backing piece, and I'm going to just snip a little hole. You can't see it, but I've cut holes on each side, and now I'm going to take some ribbon. So how you do this to get the ribbon, I have some very thin ribbon here. what is the 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to fold. This ribbon is very little, but I'm still going to fold it in half to make it easier. Pin the ribbon to inside the safety pin. That is what it will look like. Can't really see it, but yeah. And then I'm going to find one of the holes here, and I'm going to feed it into this hole. So now I have it through this hole, and I'm going to keep feeding it through the holes until I get back to this side through one side. So now I'm going to take it, pull it through, and thread it through the other side. I have it threaded through. So I started, as you can see, I started on this side, and I put it in through here, and then I put it through all the holes until it comes out through here again. And I'm going to pull some ribbon through so that I have some to make a tie at the end, because you're going to tie this into a tight double knot on each side. This is what this side should look like. So it should have a passage right here. Take the pin out because I am done for this side. And this normally wouldn't take super long. I'm filming and trying to be thorough and stuff, so now I'm gonna do the same thing again where I said this passageway is at the opposite end of those. So you put it through this hole and you go around. Now I have the same thing on the other side, and I'm going to cut the ribbon. Okay. So this is what we have. So you have the ties, this little passage, the little other ribbon, and then the same thing on the other side. So it'll cinch, but to keep it so that it'll stay, of course, you have to tie them. These are pretty even. I'm just gonna adjust them a little bit, and then you tie them and you'll cut off the excess. So of course I don't have to teach you how to tie something, but you just make a knot and then you cut off the excess from the ties. Here is our little cinch bag. You do that and it's cute. Now these can be, of course, used for anything, but I want to use these for our little soap bags. Use them as gifts. And this is our tallest soap. I will put the measurements of my pattern. This is what I use to cut each thing. And this is my little soap bag. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a little something on how to make this little cinch bag.